All right. Welcome and good evening. This is the Columbus Common Council regular meeting for Tuesday, June 20th, 2017. At this point, we need a roll call. Ann, when you're set.
Reed. Here. Rule.
Here.
Traxler.
Here.
Hendrickson.
Here.
Kenny.
Here.
Malat.
Here.
And Tom is excused.
All right. For all those who are able, please stand for the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
So this is a publicly noticed open meeting of the Columbus Council. Before we approve the agenda, there is one amendment to make. We will be taking tonight's unfinished business from the top of the agenda and relocating it to follow agenda item number 18. After that, I will take a motion to approve the agenda. And that is the closed session item. We're just trying to make it further down the line here.
Make a motion to approve the agenda with the change.
Second.
Is that a roll call or is that voice vote? That's what I thought. And all those in favor?
Aye.
All right. All right. The agenda is passed. Correspondence and communication. Do we have anybody signed up in the back? We do not. All right. So with that, we'll move along to the consent agenda. There's 5 items in that part of the packet. Looking for a motion to approve or discussion if need be. Mr. Kenny.
Just a quick question for number 4 for the street closing. I believe the chief made a note about receiving the appropriate permit from DOT for closure. I wasn't in here. I'm just making sure that we actually got that taken care of. Okay, was received. Okay, thank you.
All right, thanks, Matt. Any other further discussion? No? All right, so look for a motion to pass the consent agenda as presented.
Motion to approve the consent agenda.
Second.
We need a roll call on that one, or is that voice vote as well? All right, so all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, and we will move on to the first item of new business, agenda item 1, consider and take action on a lease agreement for space in the building at 251 West James Street, known as the Library Annex. Do we have anybody to speak on this, or questions right away? Looks like
You can go ahead first.
Just, this was forwarded from the last committee of the whole, sets up the lease language for tenants in the library annex. The council approved a change to allow the council president to be a signator on that lease. Library board president, sorry. Wanted to give you a little bit more.
There we go.
Yeah, sorry.
I didn't have enough to do tonight, Patrick. Jeez. Very, Andy, you have a question?
Yep, I just wanted to ask, the proceeds from the rent, where is that money going?
Right now, it is to handle the utilities for the annex, I'm told.
Okay, so do we have an expectation of how much utilities versus how much income we're going to have? Because I see, if that's the case, I see our surplus. And being the fact that the city kicked in $100,000 for that property, I think some consideration should be made to share some of that monthly income. I don't know.
Okay, I think that's,
I was just going to respond that the library isn't really expecting a surplus. They're really just hoping to cover utility costs. It's a really low rent of $400 a month.
Per person?
No,
Oh, total?
for the second floor.
Okay, and in the event that I would like to see something if there was a surplus. There should be a discussion about it at least. I mean, we're hoping, your hope is not what may actually end up happening. Mm-hmm. So I think we should protect ourselves and, do some, get something back from it.
I think it's a prudent concern, Andy. At this point, we're just dealing with the lease agreement, so at some point, maybe we could, for the first meeting in July, if you feel the need, we could maybe put that on the agenda to discuss in committee of the whole, and perhaps kind of flesh out more of a policy on that,
Okay.
and see if we can get folks to sign on to that or not. Regan,
That's what I was gonna say.
all right?
All right.
Like it, we're moving
Thank you.
fast. Any other questions or concerns? So as Patrick said, to set this up, we're basically giving the library council president or the library board president the permission to act as the signer on these lease agreements to kind of clear away and expedite those dealings in the future. So if no further discussion. I look for a motion and a second.
I'll make a motion to approve the lease agreement for space in the library annex.
Second?
Voice vote, or are we doing roll call, please? Thank you.
Rule,
Aye.
Traxler.
Aye.
Hendrickson,
Aye.
Henning,
Aye.
Malat,
Aye.
Reed,
Aye.
unanimous.
All right, second item of business, consider and take action to authorize using the Aquatic Center Facebook page for notifications, programs, events, etc. Do you want to set this up for us again, Patrick?
Sure. We discussed at the last committee of the whole about expanding our social media policy to include a Facebook page for the Aquatic Center, just due to the uniqueness of the facility and getting information specifically to those interested in the Aquatic Center. So upon approval, if approved, we'd move to publish a Aquatic Center Facebook page following the same policies that are included in the current policy.
Any discussion? I think we hashed this out pretty well in the committee of the whole the last time. So with that in mind, I would take a motion to approve.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
All right, and we can do a voice vote on that one. So all those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. That is approved. Thank you, folks. Third item, consider and take action on contract for roof repairs for Fireman's Park Rest Haven.
Can we have Jesse scroll up the screen?
All right, and so the one we came out of committee of the whole with the last time was for rustic homes and remodeling, with a project cost of $22,100. Anyone like to discuss this further this evening?
No, I'm comfortable.
All right. Given that, I would take a motion to approve.
Motion to approve the contract with Rustic Homes Remodeling.
And can we get a second?
Second.
All right, roll call on that one, please.
Traxler,
Aye.
Hendrickson,
Aye.
Kenny,
Aye.
Malat,
Aye.
Reed,
Aye.
Rule,
Aye.
unanimous.
All right, item number 4, consider and take action on Resolution 13-17, Compliance Maintenance Annual Resolution, or CMAR, regarding 2016 wastewater treatment plant operations. Go ahead.
We discussed this also at the last committee of the whole. This is an essentially annual report card from the DNR on our wastewater treatment plant. I noted the 4.0 grade point average, so that's all good. So this is something need to be acknowledged and hopefully approved here, unless there are questions.
Questions or concerns, comments? All right, given that, I would look for a motion to approve.
Motion to approve the CMAR as written.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second, and we can do a voice vote on that. So all those in favor, say aye. Aye. All those opposed? None. Seems to pass, so we will move on to item number 5. Consider and take possible action on ordinance 734-17, an ordinance to create a standing joint review board, which is non-negotiable. So we discussed this the last couple meetings, I believe. Attorney Johnson has us all prepared and ready to go. So with that, if you have anything to add, Attorney Johnson?
Nothing really to add at this time. Yes, it is non-negotiable. Not necessarily the ordinance, but the action of having to create the joint review board. So this is basically a framework to get that done.
Thank you. Questions, comments, concerns? All right, and look for a motion on that.
I'll make a motion for ordinance 73417. Huh?
Sorry.
That's right, it doesn't get here yet. Yeah, before you can do that, you need to suspend your rules for tonight and then waive reading of the ordinance, and then you can adopt it. So
Okay.
3 separate motions.
So we need a motion to suspend the rules,
So moved.
For that
Second.
way.
and we can do that on voice vote, right?
Yes.
And all those in favor of suspending the rules, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed? None. So the rules are suspended. And now we need,
Waive the reading of the ordinance.
we need to waive the reading of the ordinance. Thank you very much. So on that, we do voice vote as well. So all those in favor of waiving the reading,
Motion.
Make a motion.
take a motion on that first.
I'll
See, we
make a
had to throw you a
motion
curveball
to
Yeah.
waive the reading.
Only if he
Thank
says
you.
it 2 more times. Waive the weeding.
Second.
All right.
Yeah.
And all those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Seeing none, that one passes as well. So now we can move on to the actual motion for the creation of ordinance 734-17, an ordinance to create a standing joint review board.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second on that. Do we need a roll call?
Voice is fine.
Voice vote on that as well? It's really tough for me to say. So all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed? Seeing none, the joint review board ordinance is established. Thank you. Number 6, consider and take action on application of Daniel Mann for approval of a certified survey map to divide parcel 1411. These are generally straightforward and come forward from the Plan Commission, so. Okay,
Yeah.
Yeah, the Plan Commission has recommended that the language be placed on the map stating that no further development of the larger remaining lot without going through a platting process.
Okay.
This is a very large parcel of land that's being carved off for about little bit more than an acre or so, for the purpose of building a house, and the rest is remaining intact,
okay.
With the plans for future development, possibly.
possibly.
Which is why the note for the should be on there.
Sorry, did something need to be added to that map?
Nope, I'm just
Okay.
confirming what
Good
Paul
deal.
was saying.
So on that, if there's no discussion, question, or comment, I'd take a motion to approve the certified survey map.
Motion to approve the CSM as part of the application by Daniel Mann to divide parcel 1411.
Second.
Okay.
You need to add a condition. of-
Say, as she's already asked, with adding the condition from the recommendation of the Plan Commission to approve the CSM, subject to placing language on the CSM stating no further development of the remaining lot without platting.
Second.
All right. Stipulation noted. We have a sufficient motion and a second. Is that a roll call vote at this point?
Can we do roll call or voice? Voice is fine.
Voice is fine?
Okay, we can do a voice vote on that. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed? Seeing none, the map is approved with the stipulation as stated by the Plan Commission. Thank you. Now we are on to number 7, consider and take action on the application of Michael Eisinger for approval of a certified survey map to combine parcels 1222.056 and parcel 1222.057.
For this certified survey map, this is a map to take 2 lots and combine them into one. And I don't think there was any particular concerns from the Plan Commission, but Jason had one comment that he made in his review letter that I do not know if that's been taken care of yet. Other than that, this is a fairly straightforward process as well.
Okay.
Reagan.
Okay. Yes, Matt?
I wanted to clarify with Jason on that. We received, I believe, an updated CSM in our mailbox or on our table. Is that all the addressed comments per your letter from the Plan Commission meeting? Jason? Drum roll, please.
You are always one step ahead of me. There was a CSM submitted as late as this afternoon with a revision on it, which I have not been able to determine what that revised CSM is. I believe this is a pretty straightforward request to combine these two lots into one, but I would feel more comfortable if there was a agreement to move on, that it was just conditioned upon us, making the verification that, whatever the change was. I don't know that it meets my comment or that the revised CSM had a change on that change from the original intent that might now address or raise another comment. So I just wanted you guys to make you aware that there was a very recent CSM submitted, and it was just this afternoon. I had not had time to address it, so I can't answer that it's good to go.
That's exactly what we're looking for. Thank you, Jason.
Thanks, Jason.
Motion to table this to
That's-
make sure. Just if there is any issues that come up with CSMs that could lead to a lot of headache in the future, make sure this is nice and clean cut.
Yeah, given the update that we just had another revision turned in late this afternoon, I think it sounds good, but Attorney Johnson?
You have two options here. Option one is yes, you can table this, and option two is you can approve it subject to the city engineer giving it a clean bill of health. So I don't know if there's a time issue with moving this forward or not. They're waiting to close on the property. So
Thank you, Ann.
Thank you. So approving it tonight, subject to staff review and approval, would be a more prudent action if that's the will of the council.
Motion withdrawn, motion to approve as said by Attorney Johnson with the condition that a clean bill of health from Jason on the CSM due to time constraints by the sale of the property.
Second.
All right. And we need a roll call on this? No? Okay, so voice vote on that one, folks. So all those in favor of accepting the certified survey map for Michael Eidzinga, condition upon the approval of Jason Letha and staff. I needed, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed? Seeing none, that passes, and we are on to consider and take action on applications for Class A fermented malt beverage licenses for the term of July 1, 2017 to June 30, 2018.
Clarification from staff. This was kind of a breakdown of all of the licenses that were being applied for, kind of an overall outline.
Correct.
That would then summarize the list of all the information we had for each individual grouping. Okay. Perfect.
Normally, that would be part of the staff review, that we wouldn't bring it to you
Yeah.
until we had all that information, and then we would just say, these ones, there's a request issue but hold, grant them but hold issuing them until these are resolved.
Okay.
Because then there's a
Those
second.
are Class A,
Okay.
and then there are Class B.
There's a Class B one as well.
There's Class
Okay.
A, just beer, Class A, beer and liquor, Class B, just beer, Class B, beer and liquor, and Class C.
Sounds like a
They're
whole
all
lot of
done.
fun. Okay. Thank you, Ann.
Big business.
State legislature has no imagination.
All right, so the way we've decided we're going to do this is we are going to take each license application individually, read the name, take a motion to approve, and then take a voice vote or roll call. Are we doing voice vote on those?
You want to do voice?
Voice is fine with me.
Voice is fine with
All
me.
right, as long as it's legal, it's cool with me too. All right, so Class A fermented malt beverage licenses. First on the docket is Senex Convenience Store of Columbus, 501 Park Avenue. Looks like our notes say no claims or violations. So we'd be looking to take a motion on that with a voice vote for approval after.
I'll make a motion to approve the Class A fermented malt beverages for Senex Convenience Stores of Columbus.
Second.
Motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed? That one passes. Second license on Class A fermented malt beverage is Landmark Services Cooperative, 1401 Landmark Drive, Cottage Grove, Wisconsin. Any discussion or comments?
Where are you?
I've lost.
Yeah.
This one I've got is Dollar General.
Oh, sorry, I just
These are Class A
Senex, it's the same one.
fermented malt only.
Yes, we are on to the next one. I read the second line. So yes, Dollar General Store number 10422-951 West James Street.
Make a motion to approve Dollar General.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? All right, license granted.
Reagan,
Yes.
sorry. Can we pause for a second? I think we're kind of rushing through this process. I think the intent of what we had here for this was to make it very clear that all items have been checked off by building codes, fire department, police department, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And I just want to make sure that we're making it clear that we're approving because there is no holdup according to the information in the packet, as opposed to just
Okay.
approving.
You bet. So a little point of order here then. So all of these have been duly
I'm sorry?
inspected by police chief, fire chief,
And do you have a comment?
and
Well, it's unusual to go to that length to try to make sure everybody understands that. The normal is just that if there's something wrong, we bring it to your attention. Everything is assumed to be okay unless we bring you an issue.
Okay.
Because they're a business that's, in business, following their business rules, following all the rules of operating. So the assumption is that they're okay unless we say no.
Okay.
So,
would it be okay if, since 2 through 9 do not have any issues at all, would you guys be open to me making a motion to approve 2 through 9?
this was
Right.
prior, this was discussed at our last meeting, and in consultation with Attorney Johnson, the way we decided to do it is to read one individually. It's cleaner that way for the record.
Okay.
Everyone okay with that? Okay. Matt, I think your point is duly noted, and it's, important that folks know that we're not just
Yeah.
up here saying, yes, you can have your liquor license. Okay, folks have
I
been
guess,
inspected
without-
and they've met their,
Without us
minimum
saying,
requirements.
clean bill of health for this one, clean bill of health for this one is kind of a moot point to have all the information in the packet. And the reason why we broke this out was to specifically call out very clear as to the fact that the ones that we are approving are approved because there is no issues for due purposes, as we have all discussed. And I just make sure that on the record, open and honest for everybody who's watching and can see this, that there's a reason why we're doing this. And it may seem a bit redundant.
It's
but
cumbersome.
It's and cumbersome, and this is also our first time doing it this way, so, but if you choose not to go for it, that's fine. I'm just making sure that we're all clear as to why we're going through this process that's different. That's obviously not atypical, so.
well, the process of reviewing all these issues is normal. The
Yes,
process of having it be this big of an
the
issue
30
here.
sheets we have is atypical, but it's,
No,
well, it's for
every
us,
year
for
we-
it to come
yeah,
to us and for us to see it in this.
We would
form.
only give you the issue ones. We wouldn't
Yes.
say, this is clean, 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 clean. We would only give you the issue ones.
Yeah,
That would be the norm.
yeah, and that's what I'm saying. If we have the information here, we're making it very clear that the reason why we have all the information here is for certain reasons, as discussed before by all of us. So maybe I'm just being overly clear on this, and that might be unnecessary, but
I think it helps to.
how about this? We can at least say that this conversation we had about this makes it very clear as to what we're doing.
Yep. And I'd say no harm, no foul.
Yeah.
So,
Thank you for your comment.
will
Dan.
move on.
And as to your comment, Andy, it is important, it's important to me, a lot of times in the past, the council has, I make a motion to approve all of the Class B licenses. What is that? So if you wanna lump all of these together, you may, but then please just read them all, so that you've got a record of Dollar General, Walgreens, Columbus West, Pick and Save, Chester's. If you wanna lump that all together, I'm okay with.
That's up to them. I made the suggestion.
I'm
but you guys
okay with
wanna-
doing that, otherwise, yes, it's always my preference to do one at a time, just so everybody knows exactly who's getting a license.
Right.
So if you figure out how to mention all their names, I'm happy.
At this point, we've already started the process, so
Yeah.
in the interest of staying consistent, I think we'll carry on if you have no serious objection.
No,
All
I'm
right.
good.
I believe we left off with Class A liquor and fermented malt beverage license for Walgreens, store number 10396, 1500 West James Street. Look for a motion to approve that Class A liquor license.
So moved.
Second.
And all those in favor, say aye.
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 All those opposed? None. The Walgreens license is approved. Moving on, we have the Class A liquor and fermented malt beverage license for Columbus West Travel Center, 2200 West James Street. Motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Seeing none. License is granted. Moving on, Pick and Save, store number 6392, 210 Dix Street. Look for a motion to approve Class A license.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Seeing none. Chester Bandit Store, 1250 Park Avenue here in Columbus. All those in favor of granting the Class A license, say aye.
Make a motion.
Oh, make a
Make
motion,
motion.
excuse me.
Make a motion to approve Chester Bandit store.
Second.
Thank you. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed? All right, license granted. Bob's Beverage, 1101 West James Street. Take a motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Seeing none. Moving on, Shopco Hometown Store number 788. That's 200 Commerce Drive here in Columbus. Take a motion to approve.
So-
Motion to approve.
Second.
All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? License granted. Quick Trip, number 808204 Dix Street. Need a motion to approve.
Motion, so moved.
Second.
All right. And all those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Seeing none. All right. Now we have Columbus Century Ace Hardware, 150 Commerce Drive. Take a motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Seeing none. License is granted. Now we are moving on to Class C. Am I staying in order here? All right, so Class C wine licenses. And for that, we have
Easter.
but we do have an attachment.
Separate.
Is there any update on this license application?
Still holds.
Okay, so. Ah, there they are.
They've resolved their fire, but still have delinquent utility.
I'm sorry, what was the second part?
They still have delinquent utilities, but they
Okay.
have resolved their fire inspection issue.
Okay. So where do we stand on this procedurally? Can we do this?
What I would suggest is that you grant approval to the license conditioned upon them getting their delinquent utility bills paid and any other issues as referenced in your packet taken care of by June 30th. And otherwise, if they don't have it done by June 30th, the license is granted, but they just can't pick it up.
Okay. All right, so with that, we will address the Class C wine license for Bistro Racion, is that how you say it?
Racion.
Racion, 112 East James Street in Columbus. So it looks like we need a motion.
Question.
Yes.
Why are we worried about utility bills being paid because they want a Class C license? It seems kind of analish to me that we're worried about if they paid their non-liquor bills.
I might be wrong, Rod, but at this point, we're just following the city code and statute, so
Oh,
we're
okay.
kind of, our hands are tied on this one, buddy.
Oh, okay.
That was my question. Is this required?
Code, yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, so take a motion with a condition that the license be granted upon meeting all conditions and requirements, including unpaid utility bills.
So moved.
Second.
Voice vote again, okay, on this one? Okay, all those in favor to grant the license for Class C wine to Bistro Racion with the condition that all outstanding utility bills are paid by June 30th? All those in favor?
Aye.
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 All those opposed? All right. That one's granted. All right, so now if I'm staying in line, we're at the Class B fermented malt beverage licenses. And we start with Kurth Brewery, 729 Park Avenue. I need a motion to approve the Class B license.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Seeing none, license granted. Now we move on to Class B liquor and fermented malt beverage licenses. Number one would be Capri Steakhouse, 126 South Ludington Street. Need a motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Seeing none, license is granted. Black Kettle Eatery and Pub, 139 North Ludington Street.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Seeing none, motion carries, license granted. Next up is the Cardinal Cage, 119 East James Street.
Skipped one.
Did I?
Number 3.
Black Kettle?
Sue's.
Sue's.
That's not on.
Oh, we're going off of this, I think.
Here's another breakdown sheet, Reagan.
Oh, you guys are going off the table. I was going off the agenda item.
Flip the page.
Mhm.
Yeah, I saw it. I was just going off of this.
So I believe I'm still in order. So we'll go with the Cardinal Cage, 119 East James Street. Looking for a motion to approve the Class B liquor and fermented malt beverage license.
Motion to approve Cardinal Cage.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Seeing none, license is granted. Now we move on to Columbus Country Club, 301 Inglesby Street. Need a motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor? Any opposed? Seeing none, license granted. And we are moving on to Columbus West Travel Center, 2200 West James Street. Need a motion?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Seeing none, license granted. Kestrel Ridge Golf Club, 900 Avalon Road. Need a motion to approve license.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
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 Any opposed? Seeing none. Columbus Family Restaurant, 224 Dick Street. Looking for a motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Seeing none, license granted. MP's Town Tap, 153 North Ludington Street. Looking for a motion to approve.
Motion approved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. License granted. Searsis Brewing Company, 140 North Dickinson Boulevard. Looking for a motion to approve.
Motion to approve, CRS Brewing Company.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Seeing none, license granted. All right. Now we are moving on to another list of Class B liquor and fermented malt beverages. And for that, I think we start with Sue's Overtime Tap, 122 South Ludington. I'd be looking for a motion to approve.
Motion to approve Sue's Overtime Tap liquor license on the contingent of being up to date with her Columbus Water and Light utility bill prior to June 30th.
Second.
Okay, so we have a motion and a second to approve Sue's Overtime Tap license conditioned upon paying the utility bill. All those in favor? Say aye. Any opposed? License granted with that condition as read. Badger Motor Car Company, 336 North Spring Street. Believe we have a couple of conditions to apply to that passage as well. Somebody have their table handy, because I think this one had more than one issue
yeah,
to
we have-
take care of.
Fire, utilities, building inspection, outstanding liquor license invoice.
All right. Attorney Johnson, would it be appropriate to list that as all conditions, or should we list each condition separately when we voice this motion?
It would be my preference that you list them all separately. I mean, they're all slightly different in their application, and they all need to be taken care of before the license can be granted.
All right, so looking to have them,
Sorry.
do you have it handy?
I guess I just wanted to clarify with Fire Chief Cohn, the letter we received, that pretty much lays out where you're at currently as of today, correct?
Yes.
So all fire issues as laid out in this letter dated June 20th, 2017, okay. And then, somewhere in here, CWL, Eric, as laid out in our packet, status of Badger Motor Car Company in regards to their payment of utility bills.
Bills, today is the 20th of the month. All utility bills are due end of business today. I can give a definite answer on that first thing in the morning to clerk on.
But at this time, we have outstanding bills.
There's, the bill that was due today has not been paid when I left the office at 4:30 today.
Okay.
When is that considered late?
If it's not in tomorrow morning. And what we do, our staff checks the drop boxes first thing in the morning, and then we post the invoices.
So in the ordinance, you can be 1 minute late, 1 day late, a week late before you would not approve conditionally approve a license based on the utilities. I'm just not clear on that.
Yeah, the ordinance says delinquent, and the issue regarding this, I mean, the city code says that the license can't be granted if there are delinquent utility bills out there, and actually it says claims by the city is what it says. So this is a one-time per year kind of cleanup situation is what you have. This isn't a situation where next month his license can be revoked because he hasn't paid his utility bill. That's not what we're talking about. This is basically a catch-up and a cleanup type situation.
Okay, thank you.
Sorry, just to continue. Looking at the building inspection, we have a letter dated June 20th of this year from General Engineering Company, Jake Henning, City Columbus Building Inspector, Missing exit lights, emergency lights, need to protect Romax, non-metallic cable, et cetera, et cetera. This is the most up-to-date letter, correct? Today? Okay. I'm sorry. Jake, nice to meet you officially. I was wondering.
Yeah, as of today, those issues had not been cleared up.
Okay. And then we get to the last item, outstanding liquor invoices, which as far as we know,
I heard back from half of them,
okay.
and there are still some outstanding.
So about half taken care of, give or take, and then some still outstanding currently. Okay.
And I put the state statute that is, which requires us to hold the license on the top of the cover sheet.
That was provided to.
It was in
everyone,
your
correct?
packet.
Okay.
The statute was listed. On the top of that chart, I listed all the local ordinances that require us to do this review annually at the time the licenses are issued. I believe it's chapter 125.44
Yeah.
and 64 or 39. One for liquor, one for beer.
Okay.
So we have a number of conditions to enumerate with this motion. So first off, we are looking for a motion on the Class B liquor and fermented malt beverage license for Badger Motor Company at 336 North Spring Street, contingent upon satisfying all outstanding fire issues, contingent upon settling the Columbus Water and Light outstanding utility bill. Third, contingent upon passing the building inspection. And fourth, outstanding liquor invoices per state statute must be at a zero balance for this license to go forward on July 1.
Reagan?
Oh, sorry, I thought you were turning yours off before.
Oh, no. So I did have a question again regarding the fire issues in the building code inspection, maybe for Paul. The owners had the license for 2 years. We approved it last year without any conditions. Has something changed on the premises since we originally did this twice already approved? I'm just concerned that might be backing ourselves into a corner that, if we've already approved it twice,
Things change every day. The city has received one or more complaints over the course of this last year regarding the condition of this establishment. That's what has led that's what led to building inspector, fire inspector, police chief doing a more thorough inspection in the last few months.
Okay.
So the fact that there hasn't been any claims in prior years isn't really relevant at this time.
okay, that's what I wanted to know. Appreciate
These
that.
inspections are all part of our license process, correct?
Right, and it's all part of your code of ordinances as
Right,
well.
and that's
It just
been
makes me
evenly-
worried we didn't do an inspection the last 2 years then.
I believe we heard Ann tell us before the process was a little different. If there were issues, then we were made known. At this point, we're being a little more thorough in saying there were no issues, there were issues, and so on. So
Fair
it's
enough.
slightly different, but it's
Yeah.
just the process of our passing it, not the process of inspections that's been consistent as far
Okay.
as I know.
Okay, thank you guys.
Per my understanding, Muni Code 640, A and B is basically what drives them to go in and do inspections each year and then provide that information, and then the property owner must upkeep, maintain sanitary and safe location per section A, which is all the inspections. So they should have been happening, they have been happening previously.
They have been happening, but the building inspection visits are triggered by pulling a building permit. No permit was pulled, but like Patrick said, complaints were filed,
Yes.
and so that gave us ingress, required us to go in and check it. Fire inspections happen twice a year,
Yes.
provided they can get in.
So this is just a continuing of our usual process in regards to leading up to this point. And that's how we have our enumerated list of current issues.
I'm good, thank you.
All right, so should we restate the motion so everyone's clear on how we're passing this?
Please.
All right, so we are looking to take a motion on the Class B fermented malt beverage and liquor license for Badger Motor Car Company, 336 North Spring Street, contingent upon resolution of all outstanding fire issues, all outstanding utility bills, any building inspection issues, and the outstanding unpaid liquor invoices as controlled by state statute.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Say aye. Aye. Any opposed? All right. So that is passed conditionally upon the owner meeting all those requirements. Find that place again. Now we are looking at Chef's Corner, 158 East James Street, looking for a motion to approve.
Chef's Corner currently has two
Mm-hmm.
outstanding issues, at least as far as I know.
Matt?
Just to verify on the fire issues and the CBL issues, has there been any change since this is the most up to date? There are still outstanding issues as of currently right now. Okay. Motion to approve Chef Corner's liquor license with contingent upon dealing with fire issues and utility outstanding payments.
Second.
I'm sorry, building inspection. Thank you,
Wait.
Chief.
No, it's.
No.
Nope.
Nope,
We have fire issues marked.
we have fire issues marked.
No, we're good here. The one I'm looking at is utilities and building inspector.
It's a fire and utility, but you said this morning that they cleared it, right?
So we're down to just utility? All right.
So
So can we restate the motion?
is there a building inspection issue or no?
What is it?
We haven't
cleared up.
cleared the permit yet, so we don't.
Yeah, they've inquired about permits, but I've never received any actual paperwork for any permits. Or they've just asked a bunch of questions, if we were to do this, would we need a permit? So I've never seen any paperwork come through saying that they're doing something that needed a permit.
So currently, there's no outstanding building inspection issues with Chef's Corner
Not that, no,
that would impact their liquor license.
no.
And-
As far as I know, they haven't done anything that would require a permit,
Okay.
so there wouldn't be anything on my list.
And we do or do not have fire issues to worry about? Do not have fire issues.
So just utilities.
So,
Thank you guys for the updates.
thank you. Motion withdrawn, motion to approve Chef Corner's liquor license contingent upon getting up to date with their CWL bills.
Second.
All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none. License granted with contingencies. Next on the list is La Tolteca Mexican Restaurant, 128 East James Street.
Their only issue was fire, and they resolved that this morning too.
Thank you. So it sounds like those folks have resolved their outstanding issues, so we're looking for a motion to approve their license.
Motion to approve La Tolteca.
Second.
All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, motion granted, license approved. And now we are on to tobacco licenses. Any discussion, questions, or comments? Any updates required or needed from staff? I don't believe so. This is pretty straightforward stuff. Attorney Johnson, would you prefer that I read each of these individual businesses and then make one motion to pass all?
If you can certainly do that, that's fine.
Okay,
As long as we have the names in the record, is all right.
absolutely. So looking to have a motion to is to approve tobacco and cigarette licenses as of July 1, 2017 for Landmark Services Cooperative, 501 Park Avenue, Dolgen Corp. LLC, Dollar General, 951 West James Street, Walgreen Company, Walgreen Store number 10396, 1500 West James Street, Columbus West Travel Center, LLC, 2200 West James Street, Chester Bandits Store Incorporated, 1250 Park Avenue, Robert A. Wyatt, Bob's Beverage, 1101 West James Street, James Co. Incorporated, The Cardinal Cage, 119 East James Street, and finally Quick Trip Incorporated, Quick Trip number 808-204 Dick Street.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, license is granted. All right, so now we will consider and take action on renewal operator license applications for the term of July 1, 2017 to June 30th, 2019. These are 2-year licenses, obviously. Any discussion? Shall we read the applicants into the record, or
Point of information.
I brought water and lozenges?
You don't necessarily need to.
Okay, thank you.
Although I want you to take a stab at the last one.
Sorry, gonna
Not on your life. So looking for a motion to approve.
Reagan.
Oh, sorry, Matt.
Point of information, Attorney Johnson. In our packet, we have a list of all the names down to Zog and Renopoulos. The second part, I believe, for item number 15 is Heather Caldwell recommendation from the police chief. How would these two jive together? If we approve all the lists, then could we not then approve somebody else or deny, or how does that work, I guess, just for kind of procedural question?
You have two separate issues going on here. The list with the multiple names that you're looking at right now for item number 14 are all people that are seeking to have their operator license renewed without concern or objection from Chief Meister. So that's one separate item. Your next agenda item, there is one individual that Chief Meister has identified as wanting to either A, discuss with the council further, or recommend to you that her license be not renewed. And that will be your next agenda item.
So basically, we have two separate lists for the same
completely
thing that we can
separate
work on. Okay, thank you.
I'll make a motion to approve the operator licenses as presented.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, those operator licenses are approved. Next item on the agenda is the renewal operator license application for Heather Caldwell with the recommendation from the police department to deny this application. Chief Meister's in the audience this evening. Good evening, Chief. Thanks for coming.
Good evening. Thank you. So Ms. Caldwell applied for a renewal for her operator's license with the city, and as part of all those applications, we do a background check, look at criminal history, traffic, those types of things. During that process, I noted that Ms. Caldwell was arrested by our agency in March of this year for operating while intoxicated, first offense. She was also found to have roughly 20 grams of THC, marijuana, in the vehicle and various items of drug paraphernalia. I know the council kind of has a standing policy. It says right on the application, if an applicant has a alcohol-related conviction within the prior 12 months, that the council will deny that. So that was kind of the basis for my recommendation not to renew. I did notify Ms. Caldwell via letter of my tendency not to recommend renewal. She did contact me. I explained the reasons why. I believe she told me that the OWI has been resolved in court. She was convicted of that, and the drug-related offense and the drug paraphernalia ones are still pending in circuit court.
Andy?
Is I'm sorry, I don't want to split hairs. Is the first offense OWI a crime?
That's just a forfeiture and still in Wisconsin.
So it's a ticket?
Correct.
Okay.
In your conversations with her, Chief, did she let you know if she was still wanting to pursue this renewal? I mean, a lot of times these folks will come and speak on their own behalf as well, so I don't know if I interpreted this as an application withdrawal or how we should maybe read this scenario.
If I remember correctly, she made a comment that about her hours would be significantly reduced if she, at her employer, if she wasn't granted the renewal for the operator's license. And that's when I recommended her that, you know, she would have an opportunity to maybe address the council, give her side of the story, and that this would be discussed at today's meeting. And that pretty much ended our conversation.
All right, thank you. Andy?
I don't know this person personally very well. I've seen her before, but my understanding is she works at a gas station selling the liquor, not at a bar.
I believe that is correct.
Okay, and the first offense OWI is a ticket, and the drug charges are not a conviction. So I'd be hesitant on denying it at this point for those reasons. That's all.
Matt?
I'm not familiar with all people in the audience. Is Heather Caldwell here to address the council at all? Has she come? Okay.
Nope. I don't see her.
Yes.
One comment to Andy's comment is that an operator license is not specific to any one particular place within the city. It's anywhere within the municipal limits.
Right.
Once you have an operator's license, you can bartend at several establishments. You can work at selling alcohol at a gas station. It's not just specific to one location.
Still a ticket, though. I
Oh,
guess.
that is true.
Matt?
I would echo what you're saying, Andy. I think with first offense OWI being a ticket and pending charges for possession and working, yes, maybe at a gas station now, potentially someplace else, I would be hesitant to deny a source of income to somebody for minor offense at this time. I do believe you do have merit here in your recommendation, Chief Meister, but thank you. I guess that's all I have.
I mean, it does concern me about the drug charges. I don't know how much 20 grams is, so I don't know what that means. It's a big
Enough for
bag,
a
and she was going to
Grateful
sell
Dead
it, or
concert.
It's 3/4 of an ounce.
and
Attorney Johnson showing your
Hey.
information here.
That's just math.
Yeah, it's just, right? Oh, I mean,
Just math.
Or he's a deadhead. Attorney Johnson, is there a way to put a condition onto a renewal?
No.
I figured
No,
not.
you either, you have limited choices here. You either grant the license or you hold, the council before has held the license open to give the applicant an opportunity to come in and speak if they wish, if you're having difficulty trying to figure out what to do. But otherwise, you either grant the license or you don't. Once the license is granted, it becomes more difficult to revoke it during the course of
The
next,
year.
actually the next 2 years.
Next 2 years, I'm
These
sorry.
are 2-year licenses. So if there were further offenses, an OWI second, another drug charge, something that would be related to the alcohol license that she's been granted, the council does have the right to revoke her license, but there's a very specific procedure that needs to go
The same procedure we've
through.
talked about before.
Right.
Okay.
Right, so and it's not just a matter of snapping your fingers and it's done. There's actually a due process issue that needs to be taken care of.
And thank you, Andy, for asking what the amount is. Chief, I was not aware that 20 grams was 3/4 of an ounce of marijuana. That's more than just a weekend's time of fun, so, thank you.
Regan.
Do we have information on the dates of these arrests?
I believe March was the
It was
time.
March
frame.
of this year.
March
I could
for both
find
of
the
them?
exact date.
It sounded like it was one.
These were all one, this was one incident.
Oh, all one incident?
Yes,
Okay.
the
Right.
drugs and paraphernalia were found in the vehicle pursuant to the arrest for the
Okay.
operating while impaired.
Anything further, Regan?
No,
Okay.
thanks.
So at this point, we'd be looking to take a motion to approve or deny based on the motion. Matt?
Would we want to, I believe one of the options was to allow time to have her come in front of the council and speak. Would we want to allow Heather Caldwell a chance, Mrs. Caldwell a chance to come in and speak to her? Or does this have to be taken care of
Well,
today?
the only issue you have there is that the license
one.
expires on June 30th. Your next meeting won't be before June 30th.
But if it expires and lapses, and then we have a next meeting and she presents herself, discusses, we choose to renew the license, the gap period is just a gap period, and then it would
Yeah.
renew for the next, that 2-year process,
That would
correct?
be accurate. But
Okay.
there will be a period of time where she will be unable to legally use her license.
Which may be the stick for the carrot of coming in,
She
addressing
did have
us.
the opportunity to be here tonight too and not show up, so.
Regan?
Right, I think just take the middle ground here. I think that option would be appropriate, even though it would limit her ability, it sounds like, to earn the income, which I think is what we're all trying to be sensitive about. For a couple weeks, it's not limiting it for 2 years. And if she does take the opportunity we're giving her and shows up, we can have this discussion. And I think then we can settle on where we're at as far as granting or denying. Would she have to reapply, or would it just be standing as a gap?
I would suggest that you hold her application open
Okay.
Until the next meeting.
Right.
Do we need to recognize that in some way?
I would.
With a
Yeah.
vote or?
So if we made a motion, I would make a motion to hold her application open until the next council meeting and encourage her to show up.
Can we do outreach of some sort?
I think
Somebody's
this is-
gonna have to let her know.
Yeah.
Second. If that was a motion.
That was a motion.
Do we have a
yes.
motion and a second?
Yes.
All those in favor?
That's a-
Aye.
Aye.
Was voice vote okay on this? Okay. Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carries, and the application is held over. Next item of business is consider and take action on new operator licenses. Application term is 7/1/17 through 6/30/19. And we have again a lengthy list of folks who have applied and met all conditions for applications to be approved. Any discussion?
I'll make a motion to approve the new operator licenses for this select group here.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve new operator licenses. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, those licenses are granted. And next on the docket is consider and take action on recommendations from Chief Meister on new operator licenses for the same term. Welcome back.
Thank you. So unlike Ms. Caldwell, Ms. Johnson is a new applicant for an operator's license with the City of Columbus. We go through the same process, do a background check. I'm actually familiar with Ms. Johnson and the numerous contacts we've had with our department. I can kind of summarize some of the things
Please.
that I have concern with and issues to bring the council up to speed. Again, our agency has had numerous contacts with her probably over the last 5 or 6 years for a variety of issues. Not all of them have led to criminal charges. She has convictions in other jurisdictions for resisting obstructing an officer. She has a 2013 OWI conviction with Columbia County Sheriff's Office, and that was not alcohol related, that was controlled substance, drug related. She also had a violation. It looks like she was ordered to install a IID, an ignition interlock device, on her vehicle and failed to install that per the court order and was stopped for that and arrested on that for bail jumping because that was a violation of her bail conditions. She has a 2013 conviction for possession of marijuana. We did an extensive drug-related investigation here in Columbus at her residence here in Columbus. We had information that she was bringing people to her residence from like Madison area and allowing them to use illegal drugs in her residence. We obtained a search warrant, executed it, but did not find what we were looking for. Subsequent investigation revealed that we believe she was tipped off by somebody who knew we were coming to execute the search warrant. Currently, she is under investigation by the City of Beaver Dam Police Department, and criminal charges are being referred to the Dodge County District Attorney's Office for multiple theft by fraud incidents where she goes out and begs people for money and gives them some kind of sob story that her car's broken down, when in fact that's not the case. They give her the money. She has no intent of repaying them back. The officers interviewed her, and she admitted she uses that money to buy drugs. She is addicted to painkillers, and that she uses that money to go out and buy painkillers since she is no longer being prescribed those drugs by a doctor. So she admitted to that in those investigations. And then on her application, she failed to list any of those charges, whether they were the convictions or pending or open charges within the last 5 years. So I don't know if she was trying to intentionally hide something, but I don't believe that. So I look at the overall record, and to me, by my definition, she appears to be a habitual law offender, and I have concerns about her drug abuse, addiction, the violations that she's had, and the fact that she has a couple bail jumping convictions because she's given court orders to do this or that and cannot follow those and gets arrested again. I did notify Ms. Johnson of my recommendation. I did not hear back from her. Our deputy clerk sent me an email yesterday, said I believe she came into City Hall yesterday inquiring about her license, Ms. Johnson, but Pat asked me what the status was, and I said I made that recommendation that I wasn't going to recommend to the council approval. I notified her of that. I never heard from her, and I haven't heard anything else since. So.
Number one thing sticking out off of all that you just listed off here, Chief, was you said she failed to list or acknowledge any of these incidents in her application.
Correct.
And she is specifically asked to do so.
Yes, it says right on the application, it's the same for everybody, to list all felony, misdemeanor, and/or municipal convictions within the past 5 years from this or any other state, county, or municipality. Also list any or all pending criminal and municipal matters from this or any other state, county, or municipality.
Very good, thank you.
Now, sometimes when I do the background check, I know things are missing on there with people, and I usually contact them and say, is there something you wanted to tell us, or did you forget something? And they usually, oh yeah, I forgot about that. That was a traffic ticket, or I was arrested for this.
Okay.
But in this case, she didn't list any of those. Those are pretty significant charges. And again, I gave her the opportunity to contact me, and she hasn't done that yet to explain that. So.
Andy, did you have something to say?
I was just going to make a motion to deny the license.
Second.
All right, there is a motion and a sufficient second to deny the license to Ms. Johnson.
I would like to clarify it based on the recommendations from our police chief on that on the motion. Do I need to withdraw and restate that? Okay. Thanks.
So again, we have a motion and a second to deny this license. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? License denied. Thank you for your efforts, Chief. Wow, we made it all the way to the end. Now we have unfinished business, correct? Oh, we're going to do the claims packet and then the unfinished business. Thank you very much. So we have the claims packet in front of us in the amount of $401,900.21. Any discussion? Take a motion to approve the claims packet.
So moved.
And a motion and a second. All those in favor? Oh, do we need a roll call on that one? Thank you.
Hendrickson,
Aye.
Kenny,
Aye.
Malat,
Aye.
Reed,
Aye.
Rule,
Aye.
Traxler.
Aye.
Unanimous.
So at this point, we can either take 19 and 20 now and then get into the unfinished business, which takes us into closed session. I would be in favor of doing that, and then we would basically come back into open session just to handle any business from the closed session before we move on to the committee of the whole meeting. Any objections to us doing that? All right, that's the way we will take it. So now we need to consider changing the date for our next council meeting, which is originally scheduled for July 4th, but I think we all have plans. So I believe the date floated would be Thursday, July 6th. Is that correct?
Was a preferred date among those who had responded to the call, so.
Any discussion, objections? All right, so at this point, we'll take a motion to officially change the date for our next council meeting from July 4th, 2017 to July 6th, 2017.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor, say aye. Aye. All those opposed, seeing none, meeting has been changed to Thursday, July 6th. Thank you. Now our report of city officers.
Thank you, Reagan. Got a few things to share. Since this is the last council meeting before June 30th, I just wanted to remind our viewers that Britain's concert is coming to the Park Pavilion on June 30th. That's a fundraiser for the Historic Landmarks Preservation Committee and to benefit future needs in the pavilion. A good show. I remember going to see them in the pavilion actually in the past. So lots of information around town about the specifics, but just wanted to share that. We are closing in on the deadline to accept applications for the Community Development and Marketing Coordinator position. That's been posted, shared, and sent out. So we've gotten some responses to that, and hopefully we'll find the right candidate. Wanted to share that this week, Thursday and Friday, I will be at the Wisconsin City County Managers Association Summer Conference, so I won't be in the office, but up there. A quick update on an issue that we had been wrangling with, the sidewalk ramps at Tower Drive. They were to be installed by DPW today. The locates came in one day late, and the rain hindered that, so they will be installed tomorrow. Then just two kind of recognizing type of announcements, or just to share with you. I know a lot of folks around town know who Dick Mortimer is. It's his birthday today. He's 96. He's a former school superintendent and just a super citizen of Columbus. So I just thought I would share that. If anybody knows Dick and can see him yet today, I wish him a happy birthday. And then second, just recognize too the service and friendship of Bill Braun, who was always at our meetings covering our stories for WBEV. He's started on to his second retirement, I understand, and moved up to the Two Rivers area. So best of luck to Bill. He always was, a very friendly face here at the meeting. So thank you, Reagan.
Very couple of good pieces of recognition there. Thank you, Patrick. I am substituting for the mayor, but I did not prepare anything. So on that, I would look to take a motion to move into closed session per state statute 19.85, Part 1, Part E, deliberating or negotiating the purchase of public properties, the investment of public funds, or conducting other public business wherever competitive or bargaining reasons require, specifically to discuss potential development in TIF number 4.
Make a motion to go into closed session as read.
Second.
All those in, we need a roll call. Thank you.
Kenny,
Aye.
Malat,
Aye.
Reed,
Aye.
Rule,
Aye.
Traxler,
Aye.
Hendrickson.
Aye.
Unanimous.
All right, and with that, we'll be moving into closed session. We will come in briefly to open session, handle any unfinished business pertaining to that session, and then we will adjourn with a slight break between the two meetings. Thank you, everybody, for your help.